Hi, I'm Pat, Pat's Brewery, and this week we're going to be putting together a fermentation station. Okay guys, so other than clever wordplay, I'm guessing you're wondering, what is this fermentation station you are talking about, Pat? Well, I think if anyone that's watched my videos for a while knows, I've got myself a little fermentation fridge down there, and it does fine for the buckets that I normally use, but I repeated myself many times, I want to go bigger, and in that I have decided to invest in a 60 litre Firmzilla all-rounder, and I happen to know that I've been a very good boy this year, and for my birthday my wife's got me a second. So big batches and multiple brew days in a row coming up, very exciting times. So I need somewhere where I can, ferment these beers and, also keep them at temp. So I'm going to dedicate a specific section of the brewery to the fermentation and all of that, and yeah, I think that's worthy of a video. So let's get cracking and show you what I've got so far. Okay, so I don't tend to focus too much on this side of the brewery when filming. Ignore the elephant spunk expanding foam. That wall does need to get repainted. So anyway, the plan is, so I've got this unit here which I keep all my odds and sods in, and we're going to have the all-rounders here and here. Now I think there should just be enough room for, if I wanted to, I could go up to 3, maybe if I pulled the unit out this way a little bit. So that would be potentially 2 60 litres and maybe a 30 litre, just so that I can continue to do smaller batches if the large batches I don't fancy filling up a full one, although I have read that you can still do smaller batches in the bigger all-rounders, but kind of seems like a bit of a waste of space. But anyway, so we've got all-rounder here with the cooling coil, thermoprobe and the cap. So all planned to do pressurized fermentation, although I don't know how far I'll jump into pressurized fermentation straight away, or if I'll kind of keep it at a very low PSI to start. Anyway, so we're going to have 2 of those there. We've got a jacket for them as well. I do still need to get the heating aspect of it to keep it nice and toasty when needed. The plan for the cooling is, I've got my old mash tun there, and what we're going to do is we're going to run I think for the 2, I can't be bothered doing like a valve system. I'll have I have 2 pumps in there going into the cooling coils, so they'll run independently off of my plan. Keep it simple is the Inkbird temperature controllers. That one's a Wi-Fi one, haven't got that set up yet, but I also have an older model of the non-Wi-Fi variety. To keep it cool, the plan will be to, for starters, just large amounts of ice in with the water, like in their own tubs and containers, so I can just refreeze. But yeah, so that's the plan. So I'll be up there, in there. The Inkbirds, so I'm thinking we've got a nice bit of wall there, and although I'm not drilling into this, if I put in a bit of ply into there, I can bring that down, paint it, and then I can actually drill and fix the Inkbirds onto that to manage the controls there. I will need to get some power running over to this side, so that'll be interesting. Got to tidy up the cables in here anyway, but let's have a little bit of a think of what I've got and what I need to actually, because I've not got everything I need to actually pull this together today. So this is a little bit of a, let's have a bit of a review and see what we need to do. Okay, so got one Inkbird, one all-rounder, so that's all good. At the moment I do have a spunding valve, but I have ordered some of those Kegland fancy diaphragm based ones that look a lot better and a lot easier to manage. Here's my pump that I've bought for that already, although something that I know that the thing that I'm going to need most work on, or the thing that I don't have enough right this second, is pipe. I've got a load of pipe in the Keezer, which the plan is to exchange that for this thinner, I think it's 3/16 pipe, but this piping that I've bought, I keep on ordering the wrong reducers. So it's a case, this is a reducer that would go on a, yes, I think this is 3/8 and would reduce to a 3/16 if the wall of the pipe was all the same, whereas that pipe work has quite a thick wall, which, you know, you shouldn't complain about, but so far I've not been able to get the John Guest fittings I need to do that, so that's going to be something that I need to sort out. So we've got plenty of corny connections, but something I did realise is I'm going to need, again, more pipe work, because even if I stick that on the end of here, I know that's not on properly, but that's not going to come down far enough, so let's work out how much we need pipe work of that. Something I have picked up, which I am quite happy with, or it's very convenient at least, is, so we've got 3 meters of 3/8 with a corning attachment and a cam lock fitting, so I'll be able to connect to my pump. So after a brew day I'll be able to transfer over here. 3 meters is more than enough, so that's fine. Other things that I'm aware of, so rather than getting another large gas bottle, I've got myself a new, and when I say quite fucking fancy, what's it called, regulator for CO2, and I've got one of the new Kegland, what's it called, soda stream converters. So actually let's have a go and see if I can get this working. Okay, so we've got our soda stream hooked up to the converter, up to the reg. Don't think this is actually what's it called, suitable pipe work, but it's what I can find right this second. So hopefully we'll be able to see where any of the gas becomes leaking out. Just to state that, you know, if this doesn't work, it's more because I probably haven't tightened something up properly rather than anything else. Now, something I didn't do is I haven't used any tape, like the what's it called, lovely magical white tape, to go between the converter and the regulator. The reason for that is that when I watched the Kegland video, neither did the fella doing the video, so let's see how that goes. I'm going to try and hook you up to a tripod and we'll see if I can do this, because I'm going to need both hands, I imagine. Okay, so as you can see, we're all plugged in. It should just be a case of tightening this valve. Let's see where, actually, it's holding. See the valve there has just shut up. Tell you what, I wish I'd got one of these for my other CO2 bottle. This handle here is so much better than the one that I'm currently using. So it seems to be holding at about 10 psi without any issue. So increasing the pressure, that is more than enough for what we're going to be doing. So I'm just going to turn that off, also unscrew that there and just purge that out. Right, I might even just, because I'm going to only be applying additional gas in here small times at bits at a time, I think this will be fine. Just need somewhere to maybe mount it. You know, it's not so heavy that you can't just move it about. Apply a bit of extra pressure, help with the transfers. Jobs are good, and with that, that's completely out of the thing. So yeah, so jobs are good. Yeah, so obviously took all of those measurements and bits and pieces, all well and good, but end of the day, you also see what you've got and go, oh, does that work? Yeah, I reckon that'll work. Got plenty of line to do. I'll call that one. I've got, right, so I'll be up, round, in and back. I'm replacing at least, well, I'll be replacing like 2 of the lines with the new length beer line anyway, so I can use that. Yeah, you know what? I'll start by getting the John Guest fittings, and then we'll see what we actually need with regards to beer line. Okay, so don't mind the guy peeing in the background. That's just actually the cooling side of the new fermentation station. I'm going to show you what I've done so far. It's still pretty rough, waiting on a couple of John Guest fittings for different valves and bits and pieces, but so far I'm pretty happy. I know I've done all of the correct measurements and bits and pieces on my bits of paper, but sometimes I just find at the end of the day, just start hacking and slashing and see what comes up with regards to what you've got. I bought a bit too much insulated foam tubing that I think today, but you know, better to have more and use it later than to not buy enough and have to go back to the shops. I'm pretty sure that's not what the old man taught me, but you always add more, can't take it away. But anyway, let's just show you what we've got going. Okay, so this over here is going to be the electrical board. Obviously they're going to be nailed in properly. I'm going to do it white. I'm going to make sure it's not on the wonk. And the plan is to roll up ink birds along here. I can actually fit 4 along there, which would be good because it would mean that eventually I could have 4 fermenters, and then if I wanted to have maybe a aqua cooler or something, that could also be worked through an ink bird or something. I do need to hook up electrics, I mentioned. At the moment I've just got an extension cord coming from the other side of the room. See, I've got my 2 pumps, only one's obviously in action at the moment, but with the cooling side going up through the tubing, I need to add in a bit more tubing and over onto these ones. But as I say, I'm not going to do the rest of the installation until I sorted out all of the fittings. With my second fermenter, obviously it's a bit longer and I actually ran out of pipe. So again, that's going to take a little moment to sort all of that out. I do have some extra tubing over there, so when it comes to, as I say, doing my fittings and bits and pieces, when they turn up, I should still be all good to go. Tubing's connected by cable tie on some sticky backs. Yeah, so far I'm quite happy. Obviously I do need to still create some holes in the cooler lid so that the pipes come up without any problems, and also making sure nothing falls in there. This is all very much draft at the moment, but it is coming along. So we've run out of time to get the whole project done in time for a single video, so there's going to be a part 2. You'll notice that the board's been taken down. That's because actually it turns out it was getting in the way of the garage door opening, but got a plan. In any case, guys, check out the old Instagram at Pat's Brewery, and yeah, stay tuned for the next update. You know, great things ahead. Until next time, guys, take it easy.